Hello, welcome back to my channel. I really appreciate all of you coming back. If you are new to my channel and here for the first time, please like, subscribe and hit the notification button so you will miss nothing. Today I'm going to work with Maremi's collage books again, and I think it's summer tales that I'm working with. I've gotten out an image, but first of all I'm going to spray my page with oxides. I've got walnut stain and linen, and I'm going to spray the whole page. I'm also having a gold spray there, and then I'm going to use some texture paste. But first of all, I'm going to spray everything. So as you can see, I'm having some problem with the nozzles, but it doesn't matter, as you saw, because I'm just gonna flick it out and flick it on my page. And I'm adding some water, and yeah, I'm just spreading it around. Then adding some more water. I'm just holding my page up and moving it to all sides so that the ink diluted with the water is going all sides, and then I'm letting it fall off the page. Then drying it while it's still dripping off the page. And now that everything is dried, I'm going to, whatever fell on my mat, I'm gonna clean it up with some book papers, just pushing it inside that gorgeous color, because I can always use it for something else, so it's a shame to throw it away. You can also use your journal, another journal that you have, by and then just pushing your page down into that beautiful color, and then you already have somewhat of a background to start with for your next project. Whatever is left over, I'm gonna dry it with the cloth, wipe it off. Then all the other ones, I'm just keeping them aside on the floor and on my table so they can dry. And then the paper is still wet, so I'm pressing some on top of my page and then drying it off. Here you see the image that I'm going to use from Maremi's collage book, Summer Tales, and I ripped her out of the book. I didn't fuzzy cut. Now I'm putting a stencil and I'm spraying some water. Oh no, I'm spraying the gold, and the gold is also not working how I want it to work. There it is working. So once I've sprayed it through and everything that landed on top of my stencil, I'm just turning the stencil around, pressing it down on my page. Gold and brown, they really work well together. Now I'm drying the gold. So I'm taking back my image and I'm going to cut out the wings. Then there's a little part that is bothering me between her head and the wings, so I want to take it out also. So first of all, I'm taking my smaller scissor for fuzzy cutting, and I'm making a hole in the paper so that I can start fuzzy cutting from that space. So I'm going to fast forward it a little bit for you so that you don't have to see me cutting everything in slow motion. And he's just fuzzy cutting around her and leaving the things that I want to see, because I already have a background and she needs to fit in. So that's what I'm going to try to do. She also have some drips on her down by the dress, so I'm trying to do and cut those ones also. And from there on I've used gesso, clear gesso, to adhere to the page and also lock in my oxides. And now I'm using my oxide again to spray through the stencil. Can use any stencil for this, the one that you like most. I just happen to pick this one, and I'm using the walnut stain. and then I'm using the back again, or front, however you want to call it. And as you can see, the rest I'm just wiping it off in the next page. The ink is thin and it's gonna dry immediately, so it's not gonna get stuck on my page. And then taking the book page again for what I've sprayed on my page. Some of it got under, so I'm taking it off there again with my book page. And then I'm taking a baby wipe and I'm just wiping her clean anything from the ink that got onto my image. Because I've used my blank gesso, I can just wipe it off like that. And then with my brush, water brush, I'm just taking the ink that is wet and I'm reapplying the drips that are under by her dress. I'm just extending them out a little bit. Pushing it, putting some more water to it so the drips will just flow down. And then the rest of the extra ink, I'm taking it off with the baby wipe and my stencil. And then I'm doing some the same thing on some other places in my background, and you don't see it immediately if you are wiping the ink away, but as it dries you can see the difference. And then anything that is too much, I'm just taking it off with my baby wipe. Then what is still left on my stencil, I'm putting it between on the back of the page I'm working on, so that the ink will just go there. Later I will just bring it out and it's going to be dried. Now the book page that I used before to wipe up the ink, I'm taking it and I want to use it in some of the places also as a background, so I'm just tearing it up and distressing the side with ink, and then also adhering it to my page. And I'm just using a glue stick, in this case the yellow one. I just want it to finish because it's almost dried out, so I just want it to finish and not spoil. Just checking where I want my book page. Cutting off the excess by the sides. And there I'm trying to rip off the side under, but it has to dry first. And then the little bits that I put back there, I'm gonna use it again to adhere something up. So there I go with that little piece. Then I'm tearing it off from the back because I just want a little bit of a ruffled side, but I'm impatient, as you can see, as it didn't dry yet, and then I also didn't put enough glue. So now that it is dried, I can just tear it off on the side and up. So they have a little bit of a rough edge. At some places that I'm not happy, I'm still gonna put some extra of the ink, and all the excess I'm just wiping it off and putting it on different spots. When your baby wipe is still damp, you can still make some go somewhere else, so you just dab it on. So now that I'm happy with my result, then I'm going to use some of the paste. And this is also a transparent paste, so meaning you can use this and color it if you want to, but you can also use it like that on your background, and then everything you've done will come through the paste. But in this case I'm gonna color it with some pink oxide. And also the color, when you mix it, still stays bright. When you use like a white, it's gonna tone down your color, make it more pastel-like. But because this is transparent, you can use the color that you want, and it's still gonna keep its brightness. You saw me putting a little bit of the gold through so that it is pink with something shiny. Still gonna put some more. And then I'm gonna brush this paste through a stencil, and I'm using all small dots. than some of the larger ones. And also some on top. And I don't have any paste left over. Because I only mixed a little bit. When you are mixing something with color, you don't have to mix too much. And with this paste you have to clean your stencil, especially when like the one I'm using, you have some smaller parts in it, because that will clog it up. And once I've cleaned it, I always put it between my cloth and then pull the stencil out, because the cloth is dried and it takes a lot of the residue away out of the stencil when you do it like that. Then from there on I'm drying again, and I'm really happy with the result because I love the color scheme. And is also bringing her forward. Dry it well, because if you don't dry it well, the paste will also be very sticky. Because it's transparent, I think there's like acrylic or whatever that is inside, something plastic that is inside, I think, to make it clear. Is very sticky, so you really have to clean it well. If not, as I said before, it will clog up your stencil, but also it doesn't dry as fast as the normal gessos, the ones with color, let me say it like that, like the black and the white. So you always have to dry it well. As you can see, is this is delicious background. I'm going to use my Pentel brush pens to brighten up some of her clothing, so she will even pop up more. I always like to bring some color back, so that you can just put the color where you like it and either shade with the color or put some extra color in it. And the colors I'm using, well, you are not seeing it, but I'm just bringing back some of the color that you don't really see well anymore. And the blue is in there, in her wings. These are just water-based brushes, and if you use, like I did, the gesso, the transparent gesso, or anything qua medium to just put over your image to seal it, then you can always, before it all the way dries out, make it, you can smoosh it, like wipe it, not wipe the color away, but just wipe it a little bit. And if you don't like it, you can wipe the whole color away. If you put some color that you don't like, or put it on places that you don't like, you can just take it away. I'm still going back to my books to see if I still want to adhere something, but I'm thinking of text. So I'm trying to find a text that is suitable and still from the same book, Spring Tales. Trying to cut it straight, because sometimes that is a challenge. Then I'm trying to look where I want to place the text, but I'm also seeing the text doesn't fit in with the colors. So what I'm doing is, with the baby wipe that I'm still having there, that is still moist, I'm pressing that color in, and then the book page that I used before, I'm adhering it on top, the text, and then I can just have a little border around it in the color that goes with all the rest of that page. And once it's adhered to the book page, then I'm adhering it to my page. And then finish is the last one. So thank you very much for being here with me. As I asked before, do like, subscribe and share my videos, and thank you so much. Bye.